coordinator of the National Fair Trade Organization, says Agriculture Minister Matthew Walter needs to develop a relationship with farmers to better understand their situation. Amos Wilshire says Dominican farmers are being faced with a number of challenges which needs urgent attention.
But in recent past, especially after the passage of this very serious drought that we have, I believe the Minister of Agriculture must come a little bit closer and a little bit closer to the farmers to understand what is going on with the farmers. The farmers have not been able to make it because we had the ash falling, which damaged the quality of our things like pineapples, tomatoes, bananas, plantains, and some others. Even some of our flowers that we will be able to ship. And we have the drought again affecting the things like root crops, tanias, dasheen, and so. So I believe it is time, and I've said it time and again, we have some areas that is unable to produce certain products. And we as the areas that are responsible for agriculture in Dominica, we should come together as a team, and we might have to really divide the areas that can do certain products well and those that cannot do it. That is what we have been having fighting with.
Mr. Wilshire says statements that Dominica's produce on the regional market is being described as garbage is unfortunate. And we do apologize for not being able to bring you that insert. In more news tonight, police are soliciting the assistance of the public to recapture Dexter John Baptist, who escaped from the Princess Margaret Hospital on Sunday. Deputy Police Chief Cyril Corrett says John Baptist is considered dangerous and the public should contact the authorities if they know anything about his whereabouts.
Sometime 2 years ago, Dexter John Baptist was sentenced to 3 years imprisonment for wounding, resisting arrest, and battering police. He had served only 1 month and escaped from prison. Since then, the police were in pursuit of Dexter John Baptist from Pichley. He was caught in the Grand Bay area during a police operation on the 10th of June. He was taken to police headquarters and placed in the cells. While in the cells, he complained of chest pains. He was taken to the Princess Margaret Hospital, where he was under police guard, and he escaped between 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. on Sunday the 13th of June. We are urging persons with information concerning Dexter John Baptist to report to the Grand Bay or any other police station. Dexter John Baptist is considered to be a dangerous prisoner.
That's Deputy Police Chief Cyril Corrett. Meantime, Police Public Relations Officer Inspector Claude Weeks has the description of the escapee.
John Baptist is 53 years of age, fair in complexion, is 5 feet 6 inches tall. He has black hair and it's braided. He has normal eyebrow. The forehead is round. The mouth is normal. His chin is round. His nose is bulbous. John Baptist is also known as Dexter Fountain and is seen to have connections in Grand Bay. He's considered, or he can be deemed, to be dangerous. Of course, any information relating to the whereabouts of Dexter John Baptist should be relayed to the Criminal Investigations Department, the Dominica State Prison, or the nearest police station. And of course, that ought to be done without delay. The police are in continuation of a robust search for the escapee.
Police Public Relations Officer Inspector Claude Weeks. An exhibition to showcase the work of students and teachers in Dominica is set to take place this week. Education officer responsible for visual arts at the Ministry of Education, Shani Charles, says the exhibition is as a result of a workshop coordinated by a Japanese volunteer attached to the Ministry of Culture.
I'm just here to help introduce a workshop, an art workshop that is to be held pretty soon from June 16th through to July 4th, and it is a teachers exhibition. Teachers and students that do art in the schools. That is what the exhibition will show. The exhibition also, it is a culmination of the effort of Yuka Kobayashi, the Japanese volunteer who works with Old Mill Cultural Center. And
Charles says that students are generally responding to the program, although curriculum level is still in its infant stages.
I would say that students generally are very much interested in the visual and performing arts. However, I would say that the system and maybe teachers and maybe perhaps principals are not as accustomed to it as a subject that is within the school curriculum. It's a fairly new system, fairly new within the curriculum, so it is still in the teething stages, if you would like to call it like that.
And that's the education officer responsible for visual arts at the Ministry of Education, Shani Charles. And meantime, a UKA Japanese volunteer gave an overview of the workshop and exhibition.
This exhibition is a result of the workshop of mine. The workshop held on since September in 2009 to June in 2010, so 9 months. Yeah, and we had more than 12 sessions doing art at the Roseau Primary School and the Roosevelt Douglas Primary School. Yeah, and teachers meet together there, and I teach some knowledge of fine art techniques, color theory, how to draw sketch, and then they try to learn and do art like that. And after that, teachers share the ideas to the student, and then the student get the ideas of the fine art from me. And
in Monios tonight, preparations are well underway for the hosting of the third Ministers of Culture of ALBA meeting in Dominica tomorrow. Ministers of Culture from ALBA member states, including Antigua and Barbuda, Bolivia, Cuba, Ecuador, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, are expected to be in Dominica from today to participate in the event. Dominica's ALBA coordinator, Dr. Philbert Aaron, says Dominica's cultural products will also be on showcase at the meeting.
There will be deliberations tomorrow, but before that, tonight, we welcome them in Dominican style and treat them to a dinner at the Fortune Hotel. And from there, business starts up tomorrow morning. And there will be an official opening on Wednesday, which will be carried live by the media. And on Wednesday evening, after business is done, and after a press conference in which our participants and all of us would be able to speak with the media on items of interest, both to the media and to ourselves, we will have a cultural gala, and in which they will be treated to another type of offering, in addition to, of course, Dominican cuisine, but there's cultural manifestation, song, dance. There will be an exhibition, and that is an art exhibition, and the following day, Thursday, on their way out of Roseau, by way of Melville Airport, they will stop at the Barana Alte in the Carib territory and have an experience, a one-of-the-kind experience with the Kalinago people, who are the last surviving Carib Indian group anywhere in the islands. Very interesting, because in Latin America, on the mainland, still there are groups of Native Americans, and so the participants from Latin America, I am sure, will be very interested in sharing with the Kalinago brothers here. Already they have talked about interest, for example, in the longevity of Dominicans, and so they've made particular requests to experience some of Dominican food, especially Kalinago cuisine. And so that it makes for a very interesting cultural mix, and we're very happy to be a part of it.
Dr. Aaron says the ALBA Ministers of Culture meeting is a great opportunity for Dominica to advance its understanding of its cultural industry.